Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to this webinar, and good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on which time of the day you guys are living. We wanted to pull together this webinar to talk about our, how would I say, unique and inspiring event called Nexterday North 2016. The reason why we wanted to have this webinar was mainly that people that didn't participate last year, the first Nexterday North 2015, have been sending to us a lot of questions and inquiries that what is this all about. They have heard rumors and positive feedback from the event, and they want to know what is this all about. So in order to give kind of a answer to those questions, we wanted to pull this together, the webinar, to give you 10 reasons and excuses to join Nexterday North 2016. My name is Ari Vänttinen. I work as a CMO at Comtel. And to start with, Nexterday North is not a Comtel event alone. It's an industry event mainly. We serve currently 300 telecom operators around the globe, which are, by the way, transforming very fast to become a digital service provider. So the boundaries are blurring. So it's really interesting era we are living. And Nexterday is all about looking to the future and trying to figure out that how do we do business in a place where the ball will be next and not like it used to be or in the past. So let me start. We call the Nexterday North as an anti-seminar because it's not like just another event or industry event. The starting point was that we wanted to organize an event that we would like to participate, and Comtel has been around 30 years doing business, and we have visited a lot of industry events, and we figure out that they are not delivering the answers that needs to be delivered nowadays anymore. So we wanted to pull together with our partners and ecosystem partners an event that we would like to participate. And as we know, digital disruptions put all businesses under pressure right now. You might have been running a lucrative business for a long time, but all of the sudden, all bets are off. The same ideas by the same people who got you this far won't take you ahead of the curve any longer. So Nexterday North is all about finding the next curve, and we all need something new. And this is anti-seminar, and we ask the following question: will you stay in Nexterday and settle for incremental growth or leap into Nexterday, or are you prepared? Are you preparing yourself for the exponential growth? So what we are looking for is exponential and not the incremental growth. So that's the main fundamental idea of the whole event. And yeah, I'm the dude in the picture on the left side, and the other guy is my boss, Comtel CEO Juhani. So that's about it. 2015 was the first year we organized Nexterday North, and the main theme 2015 was that, okay, let's look at the industries, what is all about this digitizing the business, and let's think ahead again and beyond, because that's what we really need in every business. And that was the theme. And if you want to check the content of 2015, the speakers, the videos, the presentations, you need to visit nexterday.org. Because after the Nexterday North 2015, a lot of people came to us and said that why don't you guys set up an online reader community where we can see and continue the discussion after the event and build a community. And here we go. So nexterday.org is a good place to look at the 2015 presentations, and all of the 2016 content will be published there as well. That's the idea of nexterday.org. You can subscribe to that, or you can just browse free the content there. So check that out if you want. 2016, Nexterday North will take place 28th, 29th of November in Helsinki, just to give you the dates. And the themes this year disruption, transformation is all about action. And because in the end of the day, you are what you do, not what you say you will do. And thinking is not enough. So if we 2015 urge everybody to think ahead again and beyond, this year we will focus on execution. So how to make the change happen, how to do the transformation, how to navigate through the perfect digital storm, and that's what it's all about. We also take a sneak peek to the Nexterday. So there's a lot of speakers and a lot of content that will talk about the day after tomorrow, Nexterday. Because in the end of the day, that's where you need to prepare yourself and you need to do business there. Also, it has two tracks, mainly. Customer or the human aspect, how this cultural shift takes place, and also the technological, because they go hand in hand. There's no technology investment or technology investments should not be made if you don't do it for the customers, if you don't do it for the human beings. So that's why we need to look at also the technology at the same time with the human aspect. And also, if you look at the themes and the context where we are having this event, is the business and economical shift as well. A lot of the new business models have been disrupting disrupting the industries and conventions of the businesses. And telecom industry is no exception. I mean, that's happening as we speak. And we also would like to urge everybody to think about an ecosystem way, the partnering, the collaboration, and so on and so on. So a lot of the speeches, a lot of the content is built on these themes. Understanding the human aspect, the cultural shift, what is happening in the customer demands and wants and desires, and technological shift, business and economical shift, and the organization. Especially organizational culture is one of the, if I look at the speakers and what they are talking about. Okay, so those were the themes that we wanted to keep in mind when thinking about the program and the agenda and the speakers. So now, I will go through now the 10 reasons why we believe this will be a unique, inspiring event again, and why you should join and be part of it. First of all, we have selected the speakers and stories because they are great stories, not because the speaker has a fancy title and a big name and big brand. So we have always, you can compare it a little bit to the TED Talk type of approach, where only thing that matters is how inspirational, how educational, how good the story it is. Not because this brand is big and this guy is having so much power. So the content comes first, and we be following the greatest stories to be inspirational to all of us. So keep that in mind. I'll give you a short sneak peek of how the speaker lineup has been built. First of all, we want to keep strong focus on the digital service and communication industry as such. So telecom operators are forming the big part of the audience and number of attendees. But at the same time, and here I quote one of the leading thinkers from AT&T saying that, guys, all the answers are not within us. Meaning basically that you need to look at outside the industry boundaries to find the right answers for the next day. So that's why we wanted to force everybody to look at outside the collective blind spot, and that's why we are bringing other industries, other viewpoints, other insights, other practices from all of the digital businesses. So we have a lot of, we try to violently kind of merge the telecom industry with other industries, because we believe strongly that all the answers are not within the industry as such. So, and if you look at these speakers, they are all very inspirational, very insightful, but at the same time, they all think about the future. There is no like, well, I have a strong legacy, I have a strong history. These are all guys that are thinking about the next day. So that's why we wanna have this kind of a speakers. And of course, like I said, there's a strong kind of a focus on the communication industry as such, and that's why we are bringing a lot of kind of inspirational operator speakers as well, and try to learn from them, try to challenge them, and try to have a very good conversational aspect on this. So it's a kind of a mixture. Try to think about that stories matters the most, not the big brand or the big fancy title. It's about the stories. Second reason is that, I mean, many events are so much bigger. We know that. They either go on forever and you have to be everywhere at once. We have the Nexterday North. The Nexterday North it's kind of it packs big ideas into the very compact size, so that you know that the content you see, hear, and experience is always valuable and relevant, and you have time to participate and be part of it. Like I said, it's very compact in size and very big in ideas. That has been, we don't want to build a massive event with a 4 days of content. Instead of that, it's only 1+1 days, and it's all relevant, it's all valuable, and you have time to participate every part of it. Third reason mainly is, and that has been the fundamental idea of the whole event, is to try to burst the collective blind spots of the industries. I know that there's plenty of events that keep you comfortably numb and happy to hear the same old stories all over again, but Nexterday North puts the industry blind spot mercilessly in the spotlight and forces you to take a really good look at them. And that has been the whole idea. So that is one of the reasons why I believe that, even though I know that this is probably the end of November is probably the busiest time of the year for many industries, but we believe that participating in Nexterday North is probably one of the best decisions you can make, because the ideas and food for thought is so useful and relevant and valuable. So number 4, like I said, this year we'll focus on execution. This is a famous quote from Google: "You are what you do, not what you say you do," because that's what matters in the end of the day. Because a lot of people are like, well, and you know it. I mean, if there's 50 people in the room, within 1 hour you get 150 good ideas, and the idea is only good when it's executed in the end of the day. So it's not about getting ideas, it's more about how do we really make it happen? How do we really execute these ideas? So a lot of the speakers and the content is focused on that. They will give you examples, they will give you best practices, they will give you guidance on and tips and advice how to make it happen, because they have done it. So that's the whole idea. Be very, very pragmatic. Fifth reason is the, how would I say, many startups have a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and even they got even the media attention as we speak. And you might think, as a very established businesses and industries, you may feel a bit jealous and feel a little bit like what we call digitally aged, in comparison to startups. But we who have in the business for a while, we have the grown-up mentality, and we have the maturity that a lot of the startups lack. So we wanted to have this kind of a, how would I say, even the grown-up industries or grown-up businesses needs to transform and take digital era very seriously in order to be vital and in order to revitalize the whole thing. So this event, Nexterday North, is focusing on that fact that even the grown-up businesses that has a very, very successful past or history behind them, they need to have a startup mentality, have a startup energy when entering the new era of a digital economy. So we wanted to have an event that is like a startup event, but for the grown-up businesses. So that is the fifth reason why to come. Sixth reason is, well, it's probably the idea of the whole atmosphere, what we've been trying to establish or try to build, is very relaxed. Because in the end of the day, that's what needed. And serious business requires serious events. That has been a lot of the industry events are thinking like that. Serious business requires serious events, right? You have your tie all straightened up, your business jacket wrinkle free, your shoes are shiny and polished, and we don't think that way at all. I mean, it's something different. Instead of that, Nexterday North setup and atmosphere is really, really relaxed, just to foster the creativity, social interaction, and inspire you. And one of the good examples of this relaxed atmosphere where we can, in a safe environment, be playful and think about the future. And Nexterday, we have part of the program is, for example, Telco Roast. And if you think about that, how many industry events are having Telco Roast, roasting the audience in a way. Well, you can do that if you have a safe, relaxed, trusting environment around, and you trust the community around. So we are doing that. So keep that in mind. It's very relaxed atmosphere. A lot of the people gave last year a lot of good feedback, especially when it comes to atmosphere. It felt like home. It was really, really kind of a comfortable and confident environment in that sense. Reason number 7. Well, the standard event behavior is to listen to the presentations politely, nod approvingly every once in a while, and head to the hotel in the evening. And yeah, of course that's boring. That's kind of that's what we're trying to avoid. And how would I say? We wanted to keep also the party that is very, very social, very good environment for the networking, and of course, Helsinki is first of all a very good town or city for the parties. We were just a couple of years ago selected as the party town of Europe, which may be a surprise to you guys, but it's an inspiring capital, and I promise you that the party will be good reason or good excuse to come. Number 8 reason. Like I said, we are trying to mix now not just the industry people, the same faces, same people talking the same topics and drawing the same conclusions like in every industry event. Instead of that, we try to mix the audience and the profile of the audience as much as possible. Because the fundamental idea, like you remember what I was saying, is to find the answers outside the collective blind spots. So here in Nexterday North, you see like-minded people and peers across the industries. You can network with the people you couldn't otherwise even meet, and might even get fresh ideas. So that's why I believe that this probably could be, to come to Helsinki in November can be a very good business decision also. Reason number 9, like I said, a lot of the content, a lot of the talk will be focused on understanding the next. Because a lot of if you truly look at the other industry events, it's all about where we are right now, what is happening right now, what should we do right now, and in Nexterday North we put a focus on where the ball will be next, and try to learn how to do business, what is required to be successful and compelling business also on the day after tomorrow, so the next day, and how to get the right position at the right time to score the business. So we have a gut feeling that if you can read the game better than anybody else, you're going to stand out and you're going to win. That's a simple idea of that, why we should do that. So as a biggest benefit and as a biggest value of the Nexterday North event and coming to there is to really have a good look into the next. I'm not talking about 5 years time, 10 years time. It's nothing like that. I'm very pragmatic. I'm talking about where the business will be pretty soon and how you prepare for that. And the last but not least is, first of all, the location, which is Helsinki. And another topic is that on that week, when we are organizing Nexterday North, there will be also, it's kind of a super week in Helsinki. I would call it like that. So because the Slush, the biggest, the brightest, the most fastest growing startup event is taking place in Helsinki on the same week. So why don't you have 1+1 participating Nexterday North, think about how should grown-up businesses transform and prepare themselves for the next day, and also get the energy and motivation to visit Slush at the same time while you are here, because it's a great energy and it gives a lot of ideas and a lot of it's kind of I would call it more like a rock concert instead of industry event. So Slush is really worth visiting as well. And of course, I know it's not that's why it's anti-seminar. This is probably not the sunniest place on earth in November, end of November. The weather in Helsinki at the end of November is dark, wet, cold, and slushy. But you shouldn't worry, because the event takes place indoors, where you want to stay anyway. And the city itself is cool and vibrant. So it's very like the event. Big city in a very compact size. And so we wanted to have this Nexterday North in kind of a, so that it's followed by the Slush, so that you can get a chance to visit Slush as well. But it's up to you. So Slush is taking place November 30 and December 1st, straight after Nexterday North. So to summarize a little bit, what's the content and what's happening at Nexterday North? It's like I said, it's 1+1 days. The first day will focus mostly on digital business in general. So we are mixing a lot of the content, a lot of the speakers from other industries, what we can learn from them, what we can bring to our industry, and try to find the answer outside the industry's boundaries. And to be very pragmatic, we have set up also, ready-made, ready-to-implement blueprints with our ecosystem partners. So there are companies like Salesforce who are putting together with us a very good demonstration, very good blueprints that will work on Nexterday business context. Okay, and then on the second day, we will focus more on transforming the telecom industry. And what is telecom industry? I mean, it's changing so rapidly right now and so fundamentally that we shouldn't even talk about telecom industry anymore. It's a digital service plus communication industry, what we should talk about. And there we have two tracks. The other one is focusing on technology and technological shift that is taking place right now. Virtualization, cloudification of the business, and so on and so on. The other one is the customer. Like I said, the event is all about merging customer, the human aspect, the cultural shift, what is taking place right now, and the technological shift. So the other one is focusing on the customer engagement, customer experience. How do we use data models and data in real time in order to create better, getting closer to the customer, getting better experience for the customers, and be loved by customers by delivering great experiences. So technology, customer, track, and you can follow each one of them in the program. So we have, I don't know if this is a correct number right now, but we have 8 keynotes, great speakers, great content. Of course, you have cocktails and happy hours, you have party, and then we are organizing roundtables where we can have a very conversational discussion. Actually, when this is an anti-seminar, I will promise those tables will not be round. They will be square, just to be different. And then we have, like I said, telco roast, we have fireside chats, so all about giving you an idea of the atmosphere and how the whole setup works. It's not just PowerPoint overkill. It's more like discussions, having chats and with the interesting people, and very conversational. We have a meeting factory so that everybody can meet up with new people and change opinions and so on. We have a shop, we have a studio, so it's all about, and everything takes place in one venue. It's a very, like I said, very compact size and very cozy, home-like atmosphere, all in all. So, to end with this presentation and this webinar, I would just urge you to act now, because we have limited number of seats available, unfortunately. Of course, we would like to get thousands of people, but then we lose the whole idea of this tight community and good conversation. So we will look try to get something like 500 people in the same place, and that's why we have a limited number of seats available. Early bird offer of the tickets is ending 18th of September, so that is another reason why you should act now. And if you are a Comptel customer or working with us, or either you are one of the Nexterday North co-host customers, you can get a personal invite. Just make sure that you connect with someone who can give you that personal invite and free access. And feel free to contact us, I mean, for any reasons, and this is the email that you should use for sending your questions and requests regarding Nexterday North and coming to Nexterday North. Also, in a Bright Talk platform, you can download a brochure to see the details and practicalities. I didn't go through all the practicalities, but you can all read from the brochure how does it work and what are the practicalities. So, and of course, you need to visit nexterdaynorth.com. stay tuned with the agenda changes and speaker changes and more details about what's going to happen on the nexterdaynorth.com website. So I think my time is up now, and I need to end. But thank you for participating in this webinar. And as you can know, you can if you have some colleagues and friends that you would like to see or hear this presentation, it's available at Pride Talk as a recorded webinar afterwards. So thank you very much, and see you in Helsinki in November. I promise it will be the best business decision you can make. Thanks. Bye.